In the last half hour, a federal jury was sent home for the night after beginning deliberations in the Atlanta City Hall corruption case. Mitzi Bickers is on trial, and she stands accused of pocketing bribes in exchange for steering city contracts. Joe Hankey is live at the federal courthouse now for the very latest. Joe, all yours.
Well, Jeff, Mitzi Bickers is facing 12 felony counts related to the bribery scandal at Atlanta City Hall. The jury began deliberating, considering those charges against her around 3 this afternoon. As you mentioned, in the last half hour, they were sent home for the evening. Now, this bribery scandal, it dates back to 2010, and while others have pled guilty and been sentenced in connection with the bribes, she's the first one to face a jury. Over the past 2 weeks, prosecutors in federal court presented the case against Mitzi Bickers and accused her of receiving more than $2 million illegally. The crimes she is charged with detail her creating a cash for city contract scheme inside Atlanta City Hall with 2 construction company executives. One of them is E.R. Mitchell. In 2017, he pleaded guilty to having paid bribes totaling more than $1 million across several years. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. The second, C.P. Richards, was sentenced to 27 months in prison after admitting to having paid more than $185,000 in bribes to someone in City Hall. Several other former city employees have also been sentenced in connection with the bribes. Larry Scott, the City of Atlanta's former director of the Office of Contract Compliance, entered a guilty plea for wire fraud and filing false tax returns. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison. And Katrina Taylor Parks, former deputy chief of staff at City Hall during Kasim Reed's administration, was sentenced to 21 months in prison. Prosecutors said she took money from a contractor to steer construction contracts toward him. And Bickers is charged with bribery, money laundering, wire fraud, witness tampering, and falsifying tax returns. She was charged in federal court 4 weeks ago next week. Ever since that time, her attorneys have denied all of the allegations she is facing. The jury is due back here at the courthouse 9:30 tomorrow morning. The judge did tell them to drive with caution tomorrow morning with that weather coming in, so we'll see if they start right at 9:30 or a few minutes after.